Okay, so wir beginnen. Ja, aber ich präsentiere ein bisschen auf Indonesisch. So, Christina, dann kannst du warten bis Ende meiner Präsentation, ja?
Ja, sehr
Okay.
gerne.
Halo, halo. So, teman-teman, terima kasih banyak sudah hadir malam ini. Kita akan segera memulai untuk presentasi dan webinar kita hari ini yang akan membahas tentang sistem asuransi kesehatan di Jerman ya. So sudah hadir di sini juga pembicara tamu kita hari ini ada Christina. Christina yang akan memandu kita nanti presentasi dalam bahasa Inggris. Ini aku akan perkenalan sedikit dengan bahasa Indonesia supaya kalian nanti tidak salah paham dan mayoritas di sini juga ada yang memang belum belajar bahasa Jerman sama sekali. Jadi kita pakai bahasa Inggris untuk lebih mudah dipahami isi presentasinya. Ya, teman-teman selamat datang di presentasi webinar Pejuang Jerman kita yang ke-25. Kita sudah tidak terasa sampai yang sesi yang ke-25. Hari ini kita akan belajar sedikit tentang sistem asuransi kesehatan di Jerman dan ya di Jerman asuransinya bisa dibilang cukup menarik karena ada banyak sekali kelebihan yang kita bisa tahu dari proses yang ibaratnya nanti kita akan belajar detail tentang apa saja yang mungkin kalian akan dapatkan ketika nanti di Jerman kalau kalian mengikuti program apapun itu kalau untuk bekerja, Ausbildung, FSC-BFD, kemudian kalau misalnya kalian mahasiswa. Jadi banyak sekali yang bisa didapatkan dan nanti kita akan belajar lebih lanjut ya. Sebelumnya kita akan perkenalan terlebih dahulu. Oke, ya mungkin apa itu Smart Learning Center? Mungkin sekedar kalian yang belum pernah mengetahui tentang Smart Learning Center. Jadi kami adalah lembaga yang fokus pada pembelajaran bahasa bahasa ini ya apa eh, bahasa Jerman. Jadi memang kita fokus ke bahasa Jerman karena aku sendiri juga dulu pernah untuk tinggal di Jerman dari tahun 2011 sampai 2014, kota pertama di Jena, 2011 sampai 2014, kemudian 2011 sampai 2012, kemudian 2012 sampai 2014 itu tinggal di Aachen. Nah, ini adalah kota di mana waktu aku tinggal di kota kedua di Aachen dan waktu itu aku bukan ikut program Ausbildung tapi ikut kuliah program untuk master ya di Uni Jena dan juga RWTH Aachen dan 2016 setelah aku ngajar bikin kelas bahasa Jerman dengan brand yang sama Smart Learning Center, akhirnya aku bergabung dengan salah satu lembaga yang ada di Indonesia yang cukup senior waktu itu tapi sekarang tidak ada sudah tidak ada lagi atau berganti brand ya dan 2016 sampai 2019 sampai akhirnya 2020 2021 lebih tepatnya sampai sekarang sampai detik ini akhirnya aku kembali ke industri yang dalam tanda kutip bisa dibilang membantu menaikkan atau bisa dibilang pekerjaan pertamaku setelah balik dari Jerman ya memang di bidang pendidikan karena memang di Indonesia untuk pendidikan persiapan ke Jerman itu bisa dibilang orang yang Indonesia yang ingin ke Jerman sangat banyak sekali dan aku punya banyak sekali networking dan jaringan yang kalian bisa manfaatkan ketika nanti belajar di Smart Learning Center. So, Smart Learning Center itu apa aja? Ini fasilitas yang kita miliki di Yogyakarta dan kita dalam waktu dekat sekarang aku lagi masih mudik. So, masih mudik berarti masih di Balikpapan dan itu otomatis juga bisa dibilang akan persiapan untuk cabang yang kedua karena Balikpapan adalah kota kelahiranku. Kurang lebih fasilitas apa aja yang kita miliki di Yogyakarta, kurang lebih seperti ini. So, semua jadi yang ada di Yogyakarta karena kita menyewa ruangan yang ada di ini cafe depannya resto dan cafe dan di belakangnya ada beberapa ruangan kantor kita sebutnya coworking space jadi tempatnya cukup estetik dan cukup enak dipandang dengan di sebelah kiri kanannya di sebelah kirinya ada taman ya jadi sangat-sangat enak dipandang mata dan ya kita juga punya kelas offline dan juga kita kelasnya online. Jadi kelas kita hybrid ya, hybrid berarti bisa offline dan juga bisa online. Dan siswa kita total kalau dilihat dari 2022 bisa dibilang berjalan dari 2022 ya. Kalau dihitung sudah ratusan, belum sampai 200 tapi 100 something, 100 sekian yang sudah berangkat ke Jerman juga sudah beberapa. Kalian bisa lihat webinar ke 22 dan 23 itu dua siswa yang terakhir berangkat ke Jerman tahun lalu program Ausbildung, dan yang ke webinar kedua tiga kemarin itu yang program kerja langsung ke Jerman ya. Jadi kita punya kelas online dan juga punya kelas offline. Nah, kelas yang sekarang kita buka dalam waktu dekat ini sudah ada pesertanya. Itu kelas intensif A1, jadwalnya Senin, Rabu, Jumat. Tapi nanti gurunya bukan aku, ada guru lain yang akan mengajar di sana. Dan ya nanti kalian bisa buka di website kita karena habis Lebaran. Jadi masih ada potongan promo yang kalian bisa ambil. Nanti aku sedikit simulasikan bagaimana kalian bisa langsung check out. Dan kalian mau ngecek-ngecek sedikit kira-kira apa saja yang kita miliki programnya. Ini kelas yang sekarang kita akan buka intensif dulu ya. Super intensif nanti kita akan buka sekitar bulan Juli dan Agustus seperti tahun lalu. Jadi kasih waktu kita dan kasih jarak juga karena ada beberapa yang perlu dipersiapkan. Tapi intensif malam ini bisa diikuti langsung. Kalau kalian di Yogyakarta bisa langsung datang ke Yogyakarta. Kalau kalian bisa online ya silahkan nanti kalian bisa ikut kelasnya online. Dan intensif sudah ada peserta. Silahkan nanti DM kita kalau misalnya pengen informasi lebih lanjut. Misalnya mau tanya bagaimana cicil dan sistem lainnya, silahkan. Kita punya kelas A2, kemudian juga B1. Kalau kalian yang pengen butuh bantuan untuk kalian ingin koreksi CV dan motivation letternya, itu juga bisa aku bantu. Bahkan di sini juga sampai nanti proses visa, visum beantragen, jadi sampai keberangkatan nanti ke Jerman, kalian bisa ambil dan ikuti untuk kalian bisa mengikuti program ini sampai benar-benar berangkat ke Jerman. Termasuk nanti H-7 persiapan kalau sudah pengajuan visa, nanti latihan interview bagaimana cara menjawab pertanyaan-pertanyaan ketika di pengajuan visa juga nanti akan diajarkan di sini. Dan ini pertemuannya bisa via chat, bisa juga via Zoom meeting, nanti durasi per pertemuan 1 jam, bahkan lebih kadang-kadang. Dan itu pertemuannya tidak terbatas ya. Ini juga kalian bisa lihat biayanya 700.000. Untuk kelas A1-nya itu 3.550.000 untuk 3 bulan. Kalau intensif seminggu 3 kali selesainya 3 bulan. Nanti kelas A2 juga sama, seminggu 3 kali selesainya 3 bulan. B1 juga sama, selesainya seminggu 3 kali selesai 3 bulan. Kalau super intensif berarti nanti satu levelnya itu selesai 2 bulan. Ya, jadi A1 sampai B1 kalau super intensif habis 6 bulan. Kalau A1 sampai B1 yang seminggu 3 kali intensif itu butuh waktu 9 bulan. Ya, kurang lebih seperti itu. Dan kita juga punya kelas persiapan ujian B1. Ya, kelas persiapan ujian B1 untuk semua modul. Kalian mau ambil modul horan aja boleh, mau ngambil modul lesson aja boleh, mau ngambil semuanya itu juga boleh. Dan lagi-lagi kita masih ada promo, ini 200.000 ya, maksimum potongannya sampai dengan 250.000. Jadi kalau kalian butuh persiapan belajar ekstra untuk nanti ujian persiapan B1 juga kita punya kelasnya. Kelasnya setiap weekend ya, jadi setiap Sabtu dan Minggu ya, setiap Sabtu dan Minggu. Nah, kurang lebih seperti itu. Silakan nanti kalian buka di eh, kalian nanti buka di sebentar aku akan ketikkan. Kalian silakan nanti buka di Smarty produk ya. Jadi linknya aku ketikkan di dalam chat. Nanti silakan kalian buka dan di situ kalian bisa langsung check out seperti kalian belanja di work apa? Kalau kalian seperti belanja di ini ya. Sebentar. Kalau kalian misalnya belanja di website bukan website sih, tapi kalau kalian misalnya belanja produk yang di Tokopedia atau bisa dibilang marketplace, jadi kalian kurang lebih caranya mirip ya. So aku tunjukin sedikit kurang lebih kalau kalian nanti misalnya belanja, misalnya contoh kalian pengen ikut kelas A1, kalian buka aja di sini, kemudian tambahkan ke keranjang, kemudian nanti di kanan atas ini kalian langsung klik ya, lihat keranjang atau lihat keranjang bisa juga. Jadi seperti marketplace pada umumnya. Kemudian lihat ini vouchernya sudah ada ya, sudah kan sekali lah kan kalian pakai. So ini harusnya oke. Ya silakan kalian pakai untuk ini bisa dipakai 2 kali ya untuk webinar sampai nanti 2 hari ke depan ini bisa ada potongan 25.000 langsung nggak pakai persentase. Kalau nanti yang THR ini juga bisa langsung diambil dan kalian bisa lihat potongannya langsung akan digunakan ya. Jadi silakan nanti lanjutkan check out dan lakukan pembayaran seperti biasa. Ya, so ini berlaku hanya untuk mereka yang mendaftar via online ya. Kalau misalnya didaftarkan secara manual, maksudnya melalui kita di chat, di WA, ya tentu saja nanti vouchernya tidak bisa diklaim ya. Jadi kalau kalian nanti silakan isi datanya di sini seperti biasa, nanti otomatis langsung kalian lakukan pembayaran dan pilih pembayaran yang sudah ada. Bisa menggunakan QRIS, bisa menggunakan kartu debit, kredit card, bisa semua langsung kalian bisa buat pesanan. Ya, kurang lebih seperti itu ya untuk kalian yang ingin belajar atau kelas bahasa Jerman atau kalian mau tanya-tanya dulu juga boleh tentu saja karena juga kita juga membuka kesempatan untuk kalian ingin tanya-tanya dulu dan silahkan ya tidak ada masalah. Bahkan kalian mungkin kalian pengen tahu tentang Jerman tanpa harus join program kita, WA kita juga terbuka untuk siapapun yang kalian ingin tahu tentang produk ke Jerman atau kalian pengen butuh masukan kira-kira apa kasih pandangan kita juga dengan senang hati akan membantu ya. Kurang lebih seperti itu dan kita juga punya grup WA yang kalian bisa tanya jawab mengenai grup WhatsApp. Kalian bisa tanya jawab tentang semua program ke Jerman secara gratis ya. Tapi tidak boleh syaratnya adalah tidak boleh mention nama lembaga lain, mention nama agen lain, terutama pembahasan yang kurang bagus ya, atau negatif itu jangan dibahas karena kita menjaga nama baik masing-masing. Aku pun juga jarang berpromosi tentang kelas yang ada di situ padahal sebenarnya bisa sekali ya. Oke, Zo, gimana caranya mengikuti peraturan webinar kali ini untuk keamanan dan ketertiban? Seperti biasa, webcam dinaktifkan kalau tidak dibutuhkan. Kalau misalnya juga yang hadir juga dimatikan saja mic-nya kalau misalnya tidak perlu bertanya. Nanti kalau misalnya kalian ingin bertanya secara langsung, bertanya dalam bahasa Inggris ya tentu saja, baik bahasa Jerman juga bisa, nanti bisa menggunakan mic-nya. Dan nanti juga yang di YouTube ini juga nanti akan aku cek, aku lihat kalau ada pertanyaan dari YouTube nanti akan aku tanyakan langsung di kelas. Jangan lupa nanti bertanyanya silahkan menggunakan fitur Q&A di Zoom meeting. Nah itu ada kalau di kalian, kalau dari handphone kalian tekan itu nanti ada muncul Q&A atau dalam bahasa Indonesia tanya jawab. Nanti bertanya di situ, jadi nanti semua pertanyaan akan dijawab di situ ya. Jadi eh, semua pertanyaan nanti akan dijawab melalui Q&A. Jadi kalau yang di chat, di komentar nggak akan kita jawab dulu ya karena biar fokus untuk pertanyaan akan dijawab dari Q&A. So, silahkan nanti kalian buka aja. Ini akan aku sebentar ya. Aku akan kopikan sedikit. Kalian yang mau join, gabung bisa sekali tentu saja dengan senang hati. Tapi ingat peraturannya hargai. Sebentar ya, aku juga coba klik. Oke. Momen. Ya, harusnya bisa diklik ya. Oke, so itu sudah ada di kolom chat. Silakan kalau kalian mau join. Tapi ingat tertib, boleh bertanya, tapi jangan pernah membahas lembaga manapun ya. Bahkan aku sendiri pun juga jarang sekali mempromosikan Smarty yang sebagai pengelola dari grup itu ya. Oke, so silakan kurang lebih seperti itu. Boleh share lagi barcode-nya, silakan di-scan barcode-nya. Kalian bisa masuk ke sana, harusnya masih berfungsi ya. Dan ya kurang lebih nanti silakan gunakan fitur Q&A yang ada di situ untuk kalian bertanya. Oke, so now we will I will introduce you of the speaker of today's presentation or today webinar. So now I switch to I have to switch in English because we start the session of the introduction a little bit and then the presentation. Yeah. So here is Christina from Germany. So Christina, of course, is she is not Indonesian. So now she is in Germany, and then we contact before this webinar as I think 1 month ago. Yeah, 1 month ago we contact and about talk about the future partnership between the Smarty Learning Center and then our students. And of course, not all the students of Smarty, all of you, the participant of this meeting, you can ask and ask Christina about the opportunity about the insurance. Okay, now Christina, is your turn to give a presentation and then maybe introduction a bit about yourself. So, bitte schön.
Thank you so much, Indra. Thank you for having me. I'm really happy to be here today. Could you just give me one quick notice if you see this file perfectly?
Yeah, now it's perfect. Yeah.
Great.
Full
Full
screen.
screen.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Christina. Yes, I live in Germany, and here it is 2 p.m. That's why it's quite light here. I'm really happy to be talking about health insurance today because I work for Barmer, which is one of the largest healthcare providers in Germany. So yeah, again, this is me. And Indra maybe already explained, hopefully, that you can ask questions now or later in the end. You can use the chat, I think, right? And I just wanted to say that I can answer all of your questions in German or English, but please do not be shy. If you have questions in Indonesian, please write them down anyway or ask them later anyway. And I'm pretty sure that Indra can translate for me. And then we can answer all of your questions, even if you ask in Indonesian. So yes, I am there for you. I will show you this slide at the end again. So you could take a screenshot or take a photo. So you can totally use my WhatsApp number and email address to contact me in the future if you have questions about health insurance. But today I try to explain and show you as much as possible, or let's say whatever could be interesting for you for living in Germany. And you can see here our agenda for today. And it is bilingual, so you always get it in German in the first line and then in English in the second line. I will mostly, I think, now explain everything in English, but maybe it's interesting or helpful for you to see some words in German so that you can already improve your German and learn here and there. So this looks a lot, but trust me, it's just a few interesting points that could become interesting for you if you decide to live in Germany, work in Germany, or study in Germany. May it be Ausbildung, professional career, FSJ, then you will always need a German health insurance. And that's why we're talking about it today. So I will briefly explain the social security system, which insurances you should know. I will talk about contributions and show an example calculation. I will explain the e-health card and what to do if you are sick, where to go, what to do, how to get medicine, and I will explain family insurance. And then in the very end, I will explain how you can get the Barmer health insurance if you need it. If you need a work visa or visa for university for Germany, then it's very easy to sign up with Barmer, and I will show you that in the end. Then let's start with the overview of the social security in Germany. Let me check if I can adjust something here. Yeah, sorry. Right. So this is an overview of the social security system, which is very renowned all over the world. We talk about 5 columns or 5 branches here that everybody participates in who works in Germany. You get health insurance, which covers you for all medical treatments, for medication, for surgeries, everything medicine related. Then you get long-term care insurance. People who need long-term care are usually the elderly or people with severe injuries that cannot handle their own daily life themselves, and they get long-term care by nurses. And this insurance supports you financially and medically in these cases. Then we have the pension insurance. Every person working in Germany pays into pension insurance. And when you retire and you have been working in Germany for many years, then you will get your state pension in Germany. Unemployment insurance pays you if you get unemployed while living in Germany. So then we pay parts of your last salary, and that's your unemployment insurance. And you even get an accident insurance for any accidents related to work. That's why I put this in gray, because accident insurance is fully paid for by your employer, whereas all the 4 other types of insurance are paid for by you and your employer. So it is basically shared between employee and employer. And Barmer, as a healthcare provider, is responsible for health insurance and long-term care insurance. That's why we put the green boxes there. And that's why I will now, from now on, focus on health insurance. Now, this is an example calculation. If you work in Germany and you get your gross salary, and at the bottom line, you see the net salary that you really receive on your bank account. I use typical examples of jobs where we have many international workers in Germany. Pflegehelfer, that is a health assistant, and Pflegefachkraft, that's a professional nurse. So we have 2 jobs from the medical field here, nurse assistant and professional nurse. As a gross salary, you see the examples. Again, this is examples. Every clinic, every employer, of course, might pay different salaries, but an example would be 2,800 euros to 3,500 euros. Of course, the professional skilled worker gets more money. In our examples, they are 23 or 25 years old, have no children, kein Kind, that means no child, and are married, because in tax class 1, that means that you're married. About children and marriage, let me just say this. The German state supports families and having children as a social factor. So whenever you have children or are married, you pay less taxes and less for the long-term care insurance, for example, because the state simply wants to support you to have children and to support young families. So here we have a whole list of contributions of the different insurance types. The second word is always the English word that might help you. So for health insurance, in this example, you'd pay 250 euros, for long-term care insurance, 69 euros, pension insurance, 267, unemployment insurance with 37 euros. Then we have the income tax also on top, and church tax only for those who are signed in the Christian church voluntarily. Many Germans are not. You will probably not sign in a Christian church, which is totally fine. So no church tax for you. And let me just add that for these contributions, it's always a certain percentage. Sorry for that. The percentage means, of course, the more money you earn as a salary, the more you pay into insurance. This is a great solidarity principle that we like in Germany, a social system that means rich people pay more, poor people pay less or even nothing if they are very poor, and but everybody gets something out of it, gets the same benefits out of it, basically. That's our solidarity system. It's just important to know that the gross salary that some employers show you is not what you really get on your bank account. There's a difference between gross salary and net salary. That's important to know. Now let's talk about the Barmer eHealth card. First of all, let me explain that 90% of Germans are in the public health insurance. So they have such a health insurance card, and the benefits do not depend on your contribution. That's what I explained that the rich people pay more, but the poor people get the same benefits out of it. The same surgeries are paid, same medication is paid. So we have this health card and we should always have it on us. So if you move to Germany and you get your health card in the first days or weeks, please always have it with you. It's in the size of a credit card. Always have it in your wallet, because whenever there's an emergency or you have a planned doctor's appointment, you just hand in your health card at the doctor or in the hospital, and they will bill directly the health insurance. They will not send you any bills. You never get bills from hospitals or doctors unless they sold you some extra measures, some, I don't know, high-end products that are not covered by your health insurance. But in general, it's all covered by health insurance. So all you have to do is hand in your card and then receive it back. So yeah, visiting a doctor is usually free of additional costs. There are small fees that the insured must pay. I will explain that later. But here, I would also love to explain the blue side of this card. So this is the front and the back. And the blue side is called European Health Insurance Card. And I love this one because I love to travel within Europe. And Germany, as part of the European Union, is also part of this European health insurance deal. That means that if you work in Germany and have your European health insurance card, you're also covered in all the countries of the European Union. And there are even more European countries that are not in the EU, but part of this health insurance deal, such as Norway, Iceland, Switzerland, and most other countries like Italy, Spain, Denmark, they are in the EU. To make it short, wherever you go in Europe, you are covered for medically necessary treatments in case you get sick. You won't have to pay the bills. Let's talk about specific healthcare benefits. So what do you get out of health insurance? Now that you know that you have to pay your contributions, you'll get all the medical treatment you need. Doctors, checkups, dental treatments, your medication that you get at the pharmacy is paid for. Even prevention and checkups. So if you are not even sick, but you want to have a preventive cancer screening, for example, you can have that for free. You get sick pay if you are sick and cannot work. You get sick pay instead of your salary. We pay your hospital treatment, even if it's a surgery that costs, let's say, 30,000 euros, which is a lot of money. You won't pay it. Health insurance pays for it. Even mental therapy if you have psychological problems. And for all the women out there, if you are going to have children in Germany, pregnancy and birth is fully covered, as well as rehabilitation, dentures for your teeth, and even many extra benefits. Okay, now here I already talk about your life in Germany. So if you move here and get sick, which I hope you never will, I hope you just will stay healthy forever, of course. But if you get sick, where to go? Usually we go to the Hausarzt. So here it says generally responsible. Your Hausarzt, I think that's an important word you should remember when you're in Germany. Hausarzt in English is the general practitioner or GP. And they are just the first doctor you can go to during their opening hours, check out their hours, make an appointment, and tell them what your medical problem is. We also have specialists, and I will talk about the difference of GPs and specialists later. Now, let's say you have something urgent, but still non-life threatening, but it's something urgent, but outside of your doctor's opening hours, then you can call this telephone number. You can dial it from all over Germany, 116 117 or 116 117. And you can call for doctor service. You can talk to doctors, or they can advise you whether you should go to a hospital, how to find the nearest doctor, or how they could help you via phone. And you can call them anytime. at night and on the weekend. Now, if it is something life-threatening like extreme bleedings, bone fracture, or you or someone is fainting, that's the time when we go to a hospital. Okay, so the normal doctors are in their doctor's offices, but for emergencies, you get to a hospital. And either you get there yourself or you call the ambulance, which is the number 112 all over Europe. So this is also important to remember whenever you're around Europe. 112 is our emergency number. Of course, it's available 24/7. And again, I hope that none of you will ever need this, but it's always good to know just in case. I've talked about the different types of doctors. I said Hausarzt, general practitioner, and Facharzt, that's a specialist. So again, the general practitioner is the first person to get in touch with in most cases. When you move to Germany, just find the next GP next to you in your region where you live. And you could change them if you don't like them, but it also makes sense to stay with your GP because they have your medical history, your medical records, and they can react accordingly. But yeah, honestly, you could also switch GPs and always choose a new one. It just does not make sense. And we do have specialists like what's the example here? Radiologist, dentist, gynecologist, orthopedist, dermatologists, all different types of doctors. So if you know that you have a problem with your eyes, why not go to an eye doctor right away? Or problem as a woman, go to your gynecologist right away, and you can make an appointment with them. And some other specialists might want a GP's referral first. So then that's okay. Then you just go to a GP first and then go to your specialist. And now I would love to show you our Barmer Doctor Finder, and I will change to my internet browser. So if you type in Barmer Doctor Finder in your search engine, you will find it really quickly. And this tool is really helpful to find doctors in Germany. Here you see the different lists of specialists I talked about. It's really very extensive, the list. Let's try to find a general practitioner in Berlin, for example. And then the great thing is that we can look for different languages. Have I ever checked for Indonesian? Let's try in Berlin, which is our largest city, of course. So I'm pretty sure we'll find someone. So here we get a list with a map of Germany even. We get a list of, in this case, general practitioners in Berlin who speak Indonesian. So how cool is that? You get their address, their phone number, their name, of course, and even their opening hours. So this tool is really helpful, and it comes in German and English. So I can highly recommend this. And by the way, this also guides you to our Barmer website, where I also recommend our FAQs, and everything that I will not have answered for you today, you will get answered on our website for sure. All right. Are there any questions already, or can we proceed? What do you think, Indra?
Hallo, guten Abend. Mein Name ist Tabaru. Schön, die kennenzulernen, Christina.
Dankeschön, sehr schön.
Ja, was ist passiert? Stimmt es, dass man sie gesundheitlich bedenken muss, wenn man in ein Land geht, das Gasjährigkeit ist? Ja, sie in einem anderen Land. Ja, okay, ja. Survive, yeah, with the doctor, yeah. And this next. Sich in einen anderen Land aufzuhalten, stellt neue Herausforderungen dar, zu überleben. Am wichtigsten ist es, sie zu benennen und weder allein residen noch Freunde, Familie oder Paare, Couples zu stellen, obwohl man befreundet sein und Foto machen möchte. Versteht?
Nein, leider habe ich die Frage nicht verstanden. Was ist denn Ihre Frage?
Yeah, yeah, survive.
So
Oh.
how to survive in Germany?
Yeah. It means work in German is like a new challenge. Yeah, it's a risky. Yeah, when you meet new friends. Yeah, but also behave because the culture is. Yeah, order.
I'm pretty sure you will survive in Germany.
Yeah.
We're all friendly. We're happy to have you here.
Yeah,
And for any medical problems, that's why I explained to you how to find doctors.
yeah, and most important of all, don't leave those couples alone. Yeah, as long in the German.
Don't leave those couples alone.
The couples like, hey, disturb the couples. Take picture. Oh, don't disturb them.
Couples.
Couples,
mean-
boyfriend, girlfriend. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's
Just
really
always be friendly and nice, and Germans will be friendly and nice to you too. I think that's the trick. Indra, what do you think?
Ya, mungkin bisa ditanyakan nanti di akhir ya. So maybe make the answer. We discuss the letter of the presentation. Is this the
Yes.
end of the presentation?
No,
Yeah.
no. I
Oh,
just
okay.
asked in between. Yeah, we can I'm here for all of your questions
Oh,
at
okay.
the end. That's
So
fine.
maybe we continue the presentation ya, Mr. Quintara baru nanti kita. So at the end of the presentation, you can ask the answer and then maybe type first in Q&A session, and then I can read your questions, and then you can ask the question in Indonesia, in English, or maybe in German. Up to you. But maybe if you hard to explain, maybe write or type the question in bahasa. Yeah, I will explain to
Yeah,
Christine.
it's
Okay, so
All
Christina,
right. Yes.
weiter.
Yes. There we go. Yeah, in the end, we will have plenty of time for all your questions. So here I proceed with sick leave and your financial security. So if you get sick while working in Germany, you have to inform your employer, of course. So notify them immediately when you are sick. Some employers allow it for you to call in sick yourself for the first 3 days, but from the 4th day of sickness onwards, they will ask you to get an official doctor's note. So you will have to go to a doctor's office and get an official document that you are sick. That's the case for most employers. They accept 3 days without an official note. Some employers might ask you for an official doctor's sick note from the very first day on. So please make sure how your employer deals with this. In universities, it's no problem if you are sick and miss a lesson. Only if you have an important exam, then you will need a doctor's sick note to prove that you were sick and could not participate in the exam. If you get a sick note from a doctor, they send a direct transmission from the doctor to health insurance. So the health insurance gets your sick note automatically. And you receive sick pay when you are sick. That's your financial security during illness. The employer pays up to 6 weeks, and afterwards you get sick pay from health insurance. The employer really pays you your full 100% of salary in these first 1 or 2 months, whereas your sick pay from health insurance is at least 70% of your salary, which is still great. So if you happen to have a really severe disease and you're sick for several weeks and months, then you get at least 70% of your salary. Now you might get a prescription from your doctor. So in supermarkets, you can only buy like vitamins or teas yourself. But most of the medication in Germany, must be bought at the pharmacy. So that's official stores for medication. And you get official prescriptions from your doctor. And there are 3 different types, red, green, or blue, because we used to have these paper sheets. Nowadays, it's all digital. So you get the prescriptions on your health card, the one I showed you earlier. And you also have it in your Barmer app. So you just have your digital documents and present it at the pharmacy. But we still talk of pink, green, and blue prescriptions because of the old paper sheets. So pink prescriptions are the normal ones covered by public health insurance. They're mostly for free, actually, because insurance has special contracts with the pharma industry. But sometimes there will be a co-payment of 10%, but a maximum of 10 euros per package. Okay, so just don't be confused when you have to pay something. Mostly it's for free. Then green prescriptions are so-called over-the-counter medication. That's medication that can be bought at the pharmacy even without a prescription. An example is painkiller like aspirin, nasal spray, or other herbal medicine that, like, I could today go to the pharmacy and buy it there even without a doctor's prescription. And it's also not covered by public health insurance because it's just open for everyone to buy these things. And blue prescriptions are private prescriptions. That's medication that is also not covered by public health insurance, but you only get it with a prescription. So sometimes your doctor might recommend you something that the insurance does not cover, but you only get it when you have this blue prescription. That's very rare. And overall, I think that's maybe too much detail for you today, but you will find out once you are in Germany. And just so that you've heard it once, there are these smaller co-payments. In general, again, I want to stress out that Barmer and all public health providers pay for all medically necessary and accepted treatment methods with registered doctors and hospitals. And most doctors and hospitals are registered in Germany. So you are covered with surgeries, everything is covered. We just have these co-payments to show the clients and patients, so to speak, that it's worth something. So they have to pay 5 to 10 euros here and there. I think that's the philosophy behind it. So for medication, you have to pay 5 to 10 euros per package, although many medications are completely for free at the pharmacy. Hospital treatment, that's Krankenhaus. Hospital, you pay only 10 euros per day. And that is for food and accommodation. If you get your surgery worth of 30,000 euros, it is covered, but you just pay your 10 euros per day. For physiotherapy, you pay 10 euros per prescription plus 10% of the cost. And for an ambulance ride, Krankenwagen, that's the ambulance, you pay 10% of the costs, 5 to 10%. So 5 euros to 10 euros. So 10 euros for an ambulance ride, I think, is okay. The taxi would have been more. Right, family insurance. Oh, interesting topic for those of you who plan to bring their entire family to Germany. So you might be the main insured person as a person working or studying in Germany. And you pay your contribution. I showed you examples earlier. But some people can be co-insured without additional costs. So they don't pay a penny and they are still co-insured with the same benefits. They also get their surgeries, medication, but they do not pay anything. Who can be co-insured? Children up to certain age limits. So 18 or 25, depending whether they are then working or studying. Children up to 18 or 25 can be in a free insurance with you. Spouses, so you can bring your wife or husband. If they don't work in Germany, they can have free health insurance. And even stepchildren and grandchildren if they live in the same household as you. Here are the requirements for family insurance. residents in Germany. So yeah, of course, they have to live in Germany. We do not insure your family members who are still living in Indonesia. They must have no or low personal income and not be self-employed. But that's okay, you know, if they do have their own job and their own income or their own employment, then they have their own, they pay for their own insurance, right? So this is only for the unemployed or low income family members. And yeah, family members receive the same benefits as regular members. And there's no limit of how many people can be insured. Of course, just one wife or one husband, but you could have 10 children in Germany and they're all covered for free. All right, I'm coming to an end, guys. I will now quickly explain or show you more about Barmer, and then I'll show how you can sign in when you need your work visa or study visa for Germany. So Barmer is more than just a health insurance for you. I hope I could prove this today by giving this presentation in English. So we do have a great English service for you. We try to make everything as easy as possible for our international customers. We help you through the bureaucratic jungle of Germany, as we like to call it. So we want to be quick, easy, and uncomplicated. You can contact us already from your home country. I will show my WhatsApp number again, so you can contact me while you are still in Indonesia and need preparation for your work visa, because you will need a membership certificate. So that's the important factor here. For a work or study visa in Germany, you will need a membership certificate of a health insurance, and we send it to you as soon as possible. The cool thing is you have no costs as long as you haven't started your job or study or FSJ or Ausbildung in Germany. No costs, no contribution. Everything starts only once you are here. But we send you this membership certificate already. And don't worry if you, for some reason, never come to Germany. It doesn't matter, that like nothing can go wrong here. It's just important that you have already signed in with a health insurance, got your membership certificate as soon as possible so that you can have your work visa. We also apply for your social security number. That is something you need for your employer, and we monitor the entire process. And so this is how you can sign in. This is a link you can use. I will also copy it in the chat if it's possible for me. So this link would help us would help us track that you came from today's session. So that's really helpful for us. I'll show you how it looks like if you use this link, because I have it in my browser. So this is how it looks if you use that link, and I will share it with you in the chat later. You can choose the language English or German, whichever you're most comfortable with. And then here you can simply sign up with Barmer by clicking on Get Covered. And then you sign up. It will ask you for your personal data like name, address, email address, date of birth, place of birth, your employer or university in Germany, things like that. And you will get a confirmation within 1 or 2 days. Actually, I hate that it says 2 weeks here, because trust me, it is within 2 days that you get your confirmation. You can later upload a photo, and when you are in Germany, you will receive your health card. So you'll simply click through some questions, sign in the end, and then that's it. And yeah, here again, I promised to show you this, but what I'm going to do now is copy that link, how to get to Barmer, and copy my phone number into the chat, or at least I'll try my best to do so. And then I came to an end, and I'll be here for all of your questions.
Okay, so the link you can click on the chat ya, guys. Kalian bisa coba tap di sana. So that's it, the number of Christina directly to the Christina, the WhatsApp number, and then you can ask the question about related the health insurance that we talk and discuss tonight. Yeah, and now we are in the session of discussion session. Yeah. So the first one. Oh, okay. This is good question. Maybe you didn't mention it before, so or maybe you mentioned but we don't notice about the explanation. The question from Aprilia Putri Rahmadini. So, hi Christina and Indra. The insurance is directly from the your our bank account, or maybe something else, yeah, the payment, because in Indonesia we pay the payment, we transfer manually, so not all,
Yeah.
or maybe we sign the auto debit service from the bank and then directly from the bank. So that's the question first.
All right. Very important question. I probably should have mentioned.
Yeah.
If you work in Germany as a professional or in Ausbildung, then your employer sends the contributions to Barmer, right? That's why your employer wants to know which insurance you have, because it is directly taken from your salary. Same with FSJ. Only if you study at a university, then you have to make the monthly contributions from your bank account with direct debit. Okay.
Yeah. And then the second question from Aprilia too is, if we move from or change the program from au pair to BFD, right? So the au pair is private insurance,
Yes.
right? And then Barmer just only for BFD, FSJ, and work and student at university and then Ausbildung, right? So maybe you can explain.
Yes, absolutely.
The transition.
Au pair, yeah, when you work in Germany as an au pair, which is a great way to Germany, by the way, you are in a private insurance. Usually your au pair agency takes care of that. As soon as you change from au pair to anything else, basically, worker, Ausbildung, FSJ, what else, study, then you will need a health insurance like Barmer. And then you can use this link, you can write me, you can sign in online, you can ask Indra, you can find your way to Barmer Health Insurance for FSJ. Yes. Before you start your FSJ, please, a couple of days or weeks before starting it.
Yep. Okay, wait. I have to back to the Q&A session. Yeah. Okay, all questions answered. And then the next one is Wendy Florencia. Hi, Christina. Could you please share us here regarding the term and condition for the health insurance in Germany? So why this is the long explanation again. Will there be any exclusion or maximum credits because the healthcare cost not covered? Yeah, because you already mentioned before. For example, in Indonesia, some insurances don't cover for cosmetic aesthetic surgeries, and also some have maximum number that can be covered. Yeah, thank you for advance, Christina.
Yeah. All right. So there is no cost limit, really. We always talk about full coverage and 100% coverage. So even if I get disabled, need a wheelchair, need surgeries and medications for years and years, it will all be covered. But you talked about plastic surgery or beauty surgery. That is not covered. We're talking about medically necessary things or preventive things. So unfortunately, no plastic surgery, no.
Yeah, so no aesthetic surgery or something else, yeah.
No.
Okay, so when differentiate, and then we jump to the next person. Maybe from Fania. Yes, so Christina mentioned before they have. Oh, okay. So so this is wait. Once we work in Germany and stay there, and then let's say we got fired or something bad, yeah, then we will also get the unemployed insurance too. Unemployment insurance.
Yes. If you have worked for 2 years, I think there's a 2 years minimum. So you
Minimum.
have to
Okay.
be working in Germany for 2 years and paid your contributions, of course, for unemployment insurance for 2 years. And after that point, if you ever get unemployed, it pays for you.
So which category of the 2 years? Ausbildung is the same 2
Yeah,
years?
Ausbildung is part of that. Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Even after Ausbildung.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. And then how long we can stay with the unemployment insurance too?
Well, I don't know the details here, but
Okay.
there is a limit, so you cannot
Oh,
get payment for years and years, but at least 1 year they pay you part of your salary. And so you have that year of time to find a new job. And hopefully you have a new job by then.
okay, okay. So and then the Riswanto have another question. So what happens if we exceed the maximum daily annual limit? For instance, the maximum amount of hospital treatment is 10 euro per day and the annual cap of 280 euros. Are we required to cover any cost that go beyond this limit ourselves?
No, I will find that slide again to show
Mm-hmm.
what he was talking about.
Yeah.
So here someone was really paying attention. Very good.
Yeah.
So you pay 10 euros per day to a maximum of 280 euros. So yeah, after that, you don't have to pay anything, which means if you are in a hospital for more than 28 days per year, you don't have to pay anything anymore for hospitals. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So, now again. Oh, okay. The question is in German, yeah. Rona Ilyas. Hallo, my name is Rona. Was ist der Unterschied zwischen Krankenversicherung, Barmer und anderen Unternehmen? Ja, beziehungsweise warum sollte ich mich für Barmer entscheiden?
Yeah,
Gute
good
Frage.
questions. There are many. Well, or should I answer in German? I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever
So,
as you wish.
maybe in
Or
English, of
both
course, yeah,
English
because
for everybody. Okay.
yeah,
But
for
thank you
everybody.
for the question in German. There are, I think, almost 100 healthcare providers in Germany. We are one of the largest, really. The others are really small. So why are we, I think, the best? I like our international customer service. As I try to explain, we have our extra international team. I'm part of it. And we try to give you fast track service for your work visas because we know that very often you need it very quickly. We have our service in English and German. Many other smaller health insurances only have German service. All the letters in German, no phone line in English, for example. We support you in English and German as long as you're in your home country. And we are a nationwide insurance provider. There are smallers like AOK. They only are in certain regions, but Barmer is there for you wherever you are in Germany, even if you move from one town to the other.
Mhm.
And we do have special programs for young families and young and healthy people where they get money back, 150 euros per year, if they prove us that they have a healthy lifestyle with gym membership, for example, sports classes, or if they regularly go to their dentist, things like that. We reward healthy habits with 150 euros per year. If you look for more advantages, just check out barmet.de or /en for English, and then you will find more advantages for students, workers, whatever you need.
Good, yeah. So now is the question from Quintara Baru, ja. Zunächst möchte ich sagen, dass die Arbeit in Deutschland eine wunderbare Gelegenheit darstellt. Allerdings bringt sie auch ein gewisses Risiko für die Eigenständigkeit. Können Sie bitte angemessen verhalten? Vermeiden Sie es, Paare, Freund oder Freundin, ja, Gruppen oder Freunden und Familien in Deutschland zu stören. Das gilt auch, wenn Sie Foto machen oder neue Bekanntschaften schließen möchten. Also nicht jeder mochte Fotografie. Achso, das ist,
Das
the
ist die
question
Frage
is,
von vorhin.
okay, ja.
Das ist die Frage von vorhin, ja, die jemand gestellt hat.
Mhm. Okay, so Das ist keine Frage für das Thema, glaube ich, für heute. Ja,
Ja,
okay.
oder ist eigentlich auch keine Frage, sondern eine Feststellung, aber eine
Ja,
komische.
okay. Good, good. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Again, yeah. So we continue the discussion. Okay, and then the next. Oh, this is the question. Maybe the Indonesian knows. Ja, ich nutze Krankenversicherung wie in Indonesian. The name is BPJS. Ja, so Insurance in Indonesia. Ja, so funktioniert Ihre Versicherung wie BPJS in Indonesien? Ja,
Yeah, I don't know too much about the Indonesian insurance, but I try to explain how it works here. You have your
ja,
card, you only hand in your card, you get 100% coverage and the co-payments.
ja,
That's what I try to explain today.
ja. So as the Indonesian was in Germany, I can say that BPJS same like a Burma. But in Indonesia, we just only one official or maybe ja, it's like gesetzlich Krankenversicherung, yeah. So we haben nur
Only one.
eine Krankenversicherung, yeah. We have just only one, but in Germany
Interesting.
several, just
Yeah.
several, yeah. Okay, but Burma
Yeah.
is one of the largest, yeah, one of
Yes.
the biggest, yeah. And again, about the why you have to choose the Burma, you can check the website how seamless the website. Even if you want to find any Indonesian speaker doctor, right, in Germany, so you can check the website, yeah. So okay, ya, same like BPJS in Indonesia, but in Indonesia we just only have one. Ya, kita cuma punya satu yang pemerintah. Kalau di Jerman kalian bisa milih ya. Barmer salah satu yang terbesar. Oke. Ja, das ist eine wichtige Frage, ja. If you have any psychological disease, it's like I don't know, it's
Mhm.
like maybe it's like schizophrenia or something, is that Barmer can cover the medication
Yes.
and the
Abs-
treatment too.
Absolutely. Psychological problems, depression, burnout, schizophrenia, psychosis. Yes, it is covered. You get psychotherapy, you can get medication, whatever your doctor, your psychologist, or psychiatrist, whatever they say is the best for you, it is covered.
Interesting. Yeah, because one of my student asked about the same question like this, and then the issue that the question of my students I cannot answer. Now it's like
Now you know.
now you have the answer.
Well,
Thank.
whenever you get a diagnosis, right? Some people just say they have depression or schizophrenia,
Mm.
but really they're just taking too many drugs and should stop
Oh,
taking drugs. But if you get a real I'm just making fun here.
yeah,
If you have a diagnosis from a
yeah.
doctor and if you have this disease, then yes, it is covered.
Okay. So the person should be so visit the doctor in Germany to legitimate the disease, right? I mean the psychological problem,
If you
right?
then want psychotherapy or want psychopharmaca, like
Okay.
medication for that, then
Uh,
yes, you go to a doctor. You go to a psychologist or a psychiatrist or a psychotherapeut. What's
yeah,
that?
psychotherapy,
Oh,
psychotherapist,
yeah,
right? Mhm.
right. Yeah, you find all kinds of doctors and they will help you.
Ya, so jadi harus datang ke dokternya yang ada di Jerman untuk memang dicek memang benar memang punya problem seperti itu, or maybe the data from previous doctor in Indonesia, right? So anything about the treatment and should to transfer or maybe show the doctor in or therapist in Germany, right, to continue the treatment or medication.
Yes, if you already have a medical record
Yeah.
translated in German or
Ah,
English,
okay.
then you can bring it. They will not accept Indonesian language. But if you have an official translation in English or German, then you can bring your medical record to Germany.
Ya, so itu yang paling penting ya, jangan lupa untuk dibawa medical recordsnya biar nanti dilanjutkan di Jerman. Jangan lupa ditranslate dulu ke dalam bahasa Inggris atau bahasa Jerman ya. Nggak harus bahasa Jermannya, bahasa Inggris pun bisa. Okay, another questions. So this is the explicit question about how much we have to pay our insurance if we get or receive the salary from the Ausbildung just only 1,200 euro. So how much we have to pay the insurance here? If the
It is always a percentage, and this year it changes every year. And this year, I have to look it up, it's 17.89%. I will put it in the chat. If you work in Germany, it is 17.89% of your salary. Also, if you are an Azubi, then it's 17.89% of your Azubi salary. Right.
Yeah. So jadi 1.200 itu 17% ya, 17% dari penghasilan kotor. So brutto from the brutto, right?
From the brutto, yes.
Yeah, from
the gross income.
Yeah, from the gross
From
income.
brutto.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why you get your net. From brutto, you take all that away, and then you have your netto.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. And so another important question. Yeah. Long term, what is the benefit of long term of the Barmer member? Yeah. Long term benefit. So
you mean long term care, or
I mean, yeah, maybe
stay a member for...
if we stay a member for the long term, I mean, maybe so Jenny asks about these questions.
Well, if you're getting at that, you with some other products, you sometimes get a what's it called? Discount. You get a discount after certain years. That's nothing we have for health insurance. So basically you stay with your health insurance, and then all the processes, you have their contact numbers, we have your medical record, we get you covered. But it's a free country, honestly. You can switch insurances. That's how it works here. So if you are not satisfied with us, you can switch. And you know what? That's the reason why we do have 100 different health insurance companies, because this competition makes us strive for the best and have the best service for our customers. Because we know if you're unhappy with me, then you will leave us tomorrow, so that you will get the very best service from us for your lifetime.
Yeah. So maybe for the long-term benefit, maybe if we stay healthy in 1 year and we never use any our insurance, and we will have 100 euro something, right? It's like
right. Well, the 150 euros for healthy habits. They're actually good that you mentioned that. We do have tariffs where you get money back yearly. So it doesn't matter if you stay with us for many years, but you could do these each year. You get you get a reward if you did not need much from health insurance. That's true. That's also something we have.
Yeah, that's true. And then the benefit of my previous insurance in Germany, I didn't mention the name. We got offered from the company. It's like yoga course free for the member. Like we can choose a Pilates or Zumba, something like prevention. What Barmer have.
Great. Well, we do that too in companies. We go, actually, that was my former job, to go in bigger companies and promote health courses there. But we also have health courses not only with your employer and in companies, but all over towns and bigger cities. We offer these health courses actually for our members. So yeah, you can do this: yoga, Zumba, back training, things like that.
Okay, and then okay. Yeah. So still, I have to mention this question. Firstly, is Barmer Insurance the only one or insurance provider in Germany? So and is the
best.
private one the best? Yeah, one of the best. Yeah, the best. Yeah,
one of the
top.
best.
Yeah, one of the best and the biggest. Yeah. Is like private provider as complementary for public health insurance, or all the health service in Germany only covered by private insurance provider? So that's the question from Arif.
Private insurance providers. So we already talked about au pairs who need private insurance.
Mhm.
Then, for example, if you start a Studienkolleg, if you have heard of that, they have to use private insurance. And then if you come over a certain threshold, which is around 6,000 euros monthly salary, gross monthly salary, 6,000 euros, then you are free to choose a private provider or a public provider.
Mhm.
Okay, so then you have the option. Then, if it's at the time, you should look into more details. I still recommend public health insurance, but then you're free to choose either private or public health insurance. Do not confuse it with additional private insurances. So you could choose public health insurance, Barmer, and in addition, buy a smaller private insurance. For example, you want all the treatments for your teeth, or you want plastic surgery, or you want special herbal treatments, or what else is typical? I don't know, first class treatment at hospitals. You could pay extra if you like. You can get those smaller additional private insurances. But in general, I think public healthcare is perfectly fine.
Yeah, maybe the main question is like, if with Barmer, that's enough for the health insurance, right? For
Absolutely.
the important services is like doctor visit and until the operation or surgery is enough, right?
Absolutely. You get it all. 90% of Germans are in public healthcare.
Yeah, so that's the important question maybe behind this question. Okay, the last one maybe. So for now, can you explain about the family health insurance? If you are a professional worker, had percentage all of the tax deduction if you bring family with 3 children. So family
Yeah.
with 3 children.
Yeah, then you pay, or your employer pays from your salary, pays the 17.89% of your salary into health insurance one time. And all the 3 children are covered for free. And even if you bring a wife or husband, they are also covered for free. So we send you health cards for your entire family. You get a health card and your children get their health cards, and everybody can get everything from health insurance for free.
Yeah, and then the who should the pay? So the I mean the family, one of the family member, right? So or maybe if
Everyone who's
the
working, if both
everyone working, yeah.
if wife and husband are both working, they will both have and pay for their
Ooh,
health insurance, right? Only
okay.
if your wife or husband is unemployed, then they are in insurance for free. Okay.
So different system like the Indonesia, because in Indonesia we have to pay the number of the family number. So maybe the husband and the wife, and then have 3 children, they have to pay 5 times each member, a
Yeah.
family member, right?
Yeah.
So the system not same. So in Germany, who work, so everyone in work in the family, they pay the insurance, right?
Exactly. Or as another example to make it clear, as soon as your child becomes, for example, 16 years of age and starts their own Ausbildung in Germany, they will also start paying for themselves. But if the child is still 14 or 15 years old and in school, a school student, it's for free. But everyone who's working then has to pay themselves.
Yeah. So, okay, I think that's all for all the questions. Now we can open our webcam, all of the members. So maybe we can take a picture together. Okay, so this is the important one. Take a picture.
Halo,
Group photo.
Yeah, group
Hello, nice to
photo.
see you all.
halo
So,
Roindet and Miss Hooter.
Hello.
yeah. Okay, so turn on all the camera, and then we take a picture together. Yeah, like usual. So this is for the commentation for us. Ya, nyalakan kamera semua teman-teman yang sudah. Oh, ini so one of my student in Germany join this webinar. Lydia is au pair. So don't forget
Oh,
Lydia. Yeah,
cool. Great.
Lydia go to Germany last year, right?
Oh,
So
great.
letztes Jahr. Genau.
Hey, Lydia, nice to meet you. Schön, dich kennenzulernen.
Iya. So silakan yang belum, silakan dinyalakan ini terakhir di Esther Lua, Mas nyala kameranya. Oke, silahkan dinyalakan, jangan malu-malu. So we have to take a picture for our documentation. So if you have still a question, don't forget. Yeah, you still you have time, right? So until
I do have time for you.
oh,
Well,
okay.
it's early in the afternoon for me, guys.
Ya, masih siang di sana ya. Jadi oke, aku so we are enough. Okay. Wait. Oh, so the first one we have take a picture for the. Okay, wait. Once again. Okay, I think that's all. Okay, thanks. Yeah, you can turn off the camera again. So if you have any questions still about the insurance, right? So we have time until the we have a few minutes. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
12 minutes
until
left.
yeah. So Quinta tadi mau tanya apa tadi sempat
Yes.
gak
Or it took me like to disturb. I'm good with German grammar. Yeah, Deutsch. This is like this. Barutin Yusuf Habibie ist dritter Präsident Indonesia, studiert in Deutschland und 83 Jahre gestorben in 11 September 2019. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and also
Okay.
I have a comment from in the comment. Yeah, Christina, ich hoffe, Sie reisen nach Indonesien. Die Indonesia-Küste ist sehr lecker und Bali ist sehr wunderschön.
Okay.
Danke.
Dankeschön. Ich hoffe, ich kann bald nach Indonesien reisen.
Respekt,
Vielen
ja,
Dank.
ja, respekt ya. Gut gemacht ya. Quinta what wants do?
Jakarta.
Oh, okay, Jakarta.
Sehr schön.
Gut. Ja, sehr schön. Ja. Okay, so jetzt ich bin in Kalimantan. So Christina, so sorry, I have to talk in German.
That's
Ja.
fine.
Ja, ich bin jetzt in Kalimantan. Ja, wir haben lange Urlaub. Ja, so long holiday for the Idul Fitri. Dan now I'm in Kalimantan. Okay, if you then have any question, again, so I will copy paste all the information in the chat. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Lolita mau ada pertanyaan?
I would like to ask Christina. Thank you for Christina. I'm just wondering, since you said previously that we both working couple, both of them need to pay their own taxes. So will the deduction percentage the same when when one of them is not working, or there will be another adjustment for the deduction percentage?
Deduction, you mean the contribution, the
Yeah.
money you pay for insurance?
No,
So
I
yeah,
mean, how much should I pay for the insurance? Will it be the same when I bring my own, when my husband is not working, or both of us are working, and how much is that? I just would like to know the insgesamt.
Yeah, the contribution is always 17.89% of the salary of a working person. If only you work and your husband doesn't, you pay your 17.989% of your salary. Everyone else doesn't pay anything. If your husband also has a job, he will also pay 17.89% of his salary.
Okay, so it
It's
doesn't
always
matter.
that.
Okay,
Always
so
like
it doesn't matter if I'm working or both of us are working, the deduction is still the same.
Yes, this contribution is always the same. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You are welcome.
Okay. And Rona Elias, you raise your hand. You have any questions? Again?
Okay, thank you for the Yeah, for the Gelegenheit. Okay.
Yeah, so du
Actually
kannst
have
auf
two
Deutsch,
questions.
auf Deutsch, ja.
Okay, first, I have two questions. For the first question is, I don't have any German bank account yet. Can I register the health insurance without any German bank account? And okay. And the second question is, I'm actually confused because I already watched some posts or video in Instagram or any other media platform. It stated that it's actually really hard to meet a doctor in Germany. In case if you are sick or you need to make a termin 1 month earlier. But in the other hand, you also mentioned there is also a house art that can go directly to your home. So as a newcomer, which one that we actually can have house art,
Mhm.
or we need to have a termin before that?
With waiting times, it really depends on whether you find a house arts or specialist. So the waiting time for certain specialists are really long. For example, eye doctors I know, or dermatologists. There you sometimes only get an appointment in 6 weeks or 8 weeks. Unless you have an emergency, then you get your appointment quicker. But with house arts, you always get your appointments on the next day or in 2 days. So that's not a problem. Just specialists. In some areas, we do not have enough specialists, I think. And to make your first question clear again, bank account, it really doesn't matter if you, of course, don't have a German bank account before coming to Germany. As I said, you get your certificate digitally no matter what. And once you are in Germany, we get your bank account, or actually your employer will send the contribution to us, and then we can set everything up. But for the first sign in process, you just need your personal data, and that's really easy.
Yeah, so it's
Also
like,
man
Rona.
braucht kein deutsches Konto vorher.
And then one of the benefit also, you have two different, it's like if you have question, you can directly ask Christina. You have the WhatsApp number, right? So I will chat with Christina in the same WhatsApp number about this webinar. If we prepare everything in the WhatsApp number, right? And then if you have any question, you can ask me too, and I will ask Christina again. So, but you have two support system, and then maybe the support system of the system, or maybe the information in website that we share in the chat, and you can find any information in the website too.
All right. And then Indra, you always put your dashboard affiliate link online. That's not the one you use for Barmer. That's why I deleted one.
So
That's your personal dashboard.
okay. So
I use the link I put is the affiliate link you use.
Yeah. Okay.
Not the one you put down.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And then Risco. Risco, you have question? Please.
Yeah.
We still have
Yeah. Good afternoon, Miss Hutter. My name is Risco. I know that health insurance is mandatory before we apply for a visa, right?
Yes.
So question is, what is the term and condition for us to be able to register the insurance? Like, for example, is there any documents needed?
No, we really just need that personal data. It is information like name, address, email address, date of birth, place of birth, country, nationality, employer or university, and that's about it.
And
how many children you bring, things like that.
Yeah. Is there any
No
maximum children that?
No, you can bring 100.
Okay. And how about the first payment? Like,
again, if you work, your employer takes care of sending the contributions to Barmer. So you only have to give that Barmer membership certificate to your employer, and they will take care of everything.
Okay.
If you are a student, then you give it to your university, and or for Ausbildung, you give it to your employer. For FSJ, you give it to your employer, and they send the contribution to us.
Okay, so the first payment will be deducted in the payroll.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. Thank you very much for your answer.
You're welcome.
The difference between Indonesian system and with the German system, right? So everything is deducted from the where account number, so account bank account, right? Okay, so Muhammad Iksan, you have still question about something also about the insurance, please. So Muhammad Iksan, are you still there? Or maybe, oh yeah, please
Ja,
open your.
ist in ich habe eine Frage für Ihnen. Ja, is insurance still important for someone who is running a FSJ program?
Running what program?
For FSJ program.
FSJ.
Yeah.
For FSJ program.
Yes, for FSJ, for that volunteer program, volunteer year in Germany, you also need health insurance. You need to pick one. And then you inform your employer or that agency or institution of your FSJ. You inform them about your health insurance, or you give them your health insurance certificate. And then they will take care of the contributions from your payroll.
Oke. Oke. So, Muhammad Iksan, sudah terjawab ya. Jadi FSJ juga as FSJ, BFD voluntary program, and we need health insurance too. Yeah, Burma is and one of the option, right? So,
Yes.
ya, yang tidak bisa itu oper. Ya, Sprachkurs in Germany, so we cannot take the Burma one. Maybe we can take the private one, right?
Right.
Yeah. So a student too, student at university, if you have the student card or the standard number, and then you can register too.
Yes.
Because I think one of my students still in here, and he has already the letter of acceptance. So Christina. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Dewi Sari.
Okay, thank you for the chance. I want to ask about if I take or get an internship in Germany for like 6 until 1 year, should I pay for the public insurance or the private insurance? And maybe you can ask more. Actually, the internship is for in the academics, I mean in the university or even in a corporation like that.
Okay, internship.
Well, I'm curious how you come to Germany with an internship, because usually you need either a work contract or a place at a university. So internship is not really something you get a visa to live in Germany for, unless it's a proper job and you come with a work visa and then you earn money and then everything applies to you, what I explained about any workers. So Indra, do you know more about internships, or do you know which way you could come to Germany in an internship?
I think I know a few students that come in Germany with internship programs a long time ago, but yeah, I know the program is we just only have received the letter of acceptance or maybe the short-term contract from the company, and the contract will be used as one of the requirement of the visa, right? But I don't know, this is different because some students, they have to pay their own living costs, or other students, it's like they have just only a few amount of from the bank, and then if there's so, maybe they have to sign a contract with the private insurance, as long as I know, because I heard, but the name of the insurance is not not on one of the official from the the Gesetzliche Krankenkasse. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so maybe the
Well, I also I don't know how to answer this maybe.
Mhm.
In Germany, whenever you earn more than 556 euros per month, then you are an employee with your own health insurance. So maybe that makes the difference. If your internship means you earn less than that, then you will not have public health insurance, but you probably have to choose private or I don't know. But if you
Yeah.
earn more than 550-ish euros per month, then you will certainly have to choose a public health insurance.
Yeah. Okay. So
Okay, thank you.
yeah, depend the salary, right? So how much you will
Right.
receive the salary. Okay. So Fania, you have you raise your hand before. You want to ask Christina? Fania or no, you didn't have any question. Okay, maybe Jenny Maria.
Hello, Miss Christina.
Hi.
So I have question. So I want to join the program Ausbildung. So for example, if I move to another city for my Ausbildung or stop it, will my health insurance still be valid?
Yes, we are a nationwide health insurance, and wherever in Germany you go, we're there with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just report the new address. Yes, like new.
True.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Typical
We need
thing.
your
Yeah.
post address.
Yeah, you recent new address, right? So because all the information, because in Germany still with the paper, right? The
Yeah, we
insurance
do
paper.
send post via letter. We send letters. We're old school.
Yeah.
But also email and in the app.
Email, yeah.
But
So
sometimes you still get letters. Or
yeah,
your health card, of course, is sent to you
yeah,
via post.
yeah. Karena so that is the answer, Jenny Maria. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're
Yep.
welcome.
So yeah, this is last question from Riswanto. How long does it take before the insurance become active after registration? Maybe after you.
That's very simply answered.
Mhm.
Insurance starts with your first day of work. If you start working on the 1st of May, insurance starts on the 1st of May. And if you're a student, it starts with the official semester start, which is usually 1st of April or 1st of October, I think. That's it.
So as long as you already start your program in Germany, Ausbildung or student at university, and the insurance is active, yeah, directly,
Right.
without any waiting for a few days or a few weeks, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
on your like if you break your leg on your first day of work, we're there for you.
I hope no, yeah, I hope.
Let's hope not.
I hope no, but the worst case, yeah, the worst case, if something like that, yeah. Okay, I think that's all. Maybe Christina, you have to again, but still have questions. Do you have
Well,
still
but it's
time?
great. I'm so happy that there are so many questions today. So they were really
Okay, so
they're really
this is
interested.
Olive, the question that I have asked to you before, yeah, if you have chronic disease from Indonesia, example heart disease or hypertension or other disease, is there a possibility that the insurance application in German will be rejected?
No, we have to accept everyone. That's why it's called public. It's for everybody. We are not even allowed to make a background check, but we don't make a background check. So no.
Yeah.
Everybody will be accepted into Barmer as soon as they sign in.
Yeah. No background check, ya. Jadi tidak dicek penyakit-penyakit sebelumnya apa. Okay, the last one. I have this the last one, yeah. So, is there any payment in advance for just is there any payment in advance just for registration for visa requirement? I mean, I think registration free, right?
Yes, it is for free. Your payments start when your work starts and when your salary. One said with the first payroll, that's when your payment starts.
Yeah.
Registration is for free, and then you get your certificate for free. And then we hope
Okay.
that you really make it to Germany and so that we can start everything.
Yep. Yeah, free. Jadi you don't have any pay any bills for the registration. Yeah. Oh, okay. Again, raise hand. Okay, Mega.
There are so many questions today.
Because the last before the participant before ask the question, and then it's like give the something the other participant want to ask the different question, because we forget about the question. If the other participant asks the question, oh, okay, then I have the question too. Okay, Mega, Vidya, please.
Okay, also, also ich habe eine Frage über die Krankenversicherung für meine ersten Kinder. Ja, wird die Asthmaerkrankung meines Kindes weiterhin von der Krankenversicherung abgedeckt? Because I think it's really difficult for my child to recover in Indonesia.
Ja, absolut. Asthmaerkrankung wird alles bezahlt. Alles, was das Kind braucht an Asthma-Spray oder ähnliches, Untersuchungen, das wird alles bezahlt.
Oh, okay. Dankeschön.
Wenn das Kind mit nach Deutschland kommt und in Deutschland lebt.
Ja.
So, all good.
Oh, good. Alles klar.
Alles klar. Ya, public insurance, right? So jadi apapun situasinya, so whatever the disease, right? So in German, they are not allowed to, the insurance is like make a background check. Yeah, that's why they have to accept all the condition and situation and condition, right? So this is the good news, yeah, because sometimes in Indonesia the system is not so like in German. So I think that's all. I have the question, because maybe because then you have to work too in Germany because it's still afternoon. And thanks again for all your questions, guys. And thank you so much for your attention and then your presence. Again, don't forget to contact us in the group, and I will share all the information or the chat for today to our group. And then, so maybe you want to join, but mostly it's in Indonesia, right? So I will.
Indonesisch, then I
No,
could not understand.
so I will share all the question if there are any question about insurance, right? I will share
You
to you.
can share my phone number and that link that we're using for people to come join Barmer, and then we will help them.
So that's all. Okay, vielen Dank, Christina. Dan we see you again next webinar. I hope so. Yeah, if you have any question, I will share the Christina's number or the contact in the group. And thank you and choose.
Thank you for having me. Auf
Ja.
Wiedersehen. Tschüss.
Vielen Dank an Phil Group. Ja. Danke vielen Rat, Miss Potter. Ja. It's been an honor to meet you. Schön, die kennenzulernen. Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf
Also,
Wiedersehen.
danke für deine Informationen.
Okay.
Deutschland ist sehr unglaublich, by the way.
Okay. Thanks, Christina. I closed the Zoom meeting, right? Thank you. And vielen Dank, Christina.
All right. But could